And welcome back, everyone, to an all-new episode of the Marvelite podcast. We got some stuff to talk about. We have Gabriel Luna is going to talk about Ghost Rider and his canon, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the Runaways. We have some more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. casting, and I have in store for you guys another Fantastic Four rant. Oh my god.
Boy. We're in for a good one, guys.
Oh my god. I am your host this week, Luke, and as always, I am joined with Will.
What the fuck is up, children?
And we have FailWill34, aka Michael.
What it freaking dooski, guys. How's it going?
And we got Nick with us.
Hey everyone, glad to be back on the big show. Yeah, it's good.
It's back on the big show. All right, guys. So I don't know exactly what you guys want to talk about to begin with. I definitely don't want to talk about Fantastic Four right now.
Nick, no, we have to hold that for the end.
Yeah, Nick, did you want to talk about anything?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just like this. I don't want to like bring the podcast down or anything. This is gonna be like a somber note, but
I've just sad. Noticed, then we build up from there.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just noticed that like recently I've been getting like a lot of shit on the podcast from people saying like I'm just hating on Marvel or something, or like I'm just trying to be a jerk for being like just for the sake of it, like just kind of like shitting on stuff without like giving an opinion and I don't know. I have realized that, you know, I don't really flesh out my opinions. But at that point, I thought it was like a meme almost, that I just kind of was like, yeah, it's shit or whatever. And it's like, but it's not fair to the viewers. It is not fair that I just kind of, you know, arbitrarily pass everything off. So I will make a conscious effort now to, you know, give my analysis of things more in depth because, I don't know. I think it kind of started after BVS, just kind of, you know, was awful, and then I got like really cynical about movies and stuff, so yeah, hopefully it gets better from here. But yeah, I just, like I said, I don't want to like, you know, kind of just shit all over stuff anymore, so
yeah. Alright, well thanks, Nick. We really appreciate that you addressed this.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah, so don't kill me in the
Please, I'm trying to do good here.
Alright, guys. So there's quite a bit to talk about, and I guess we are going to take some viewer questions here at the end as well. So I guess we'll just jump right into some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. I think that they're currently casting they're currently filming, but they just cast Mallory Jansen as Ada in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, for those of you who don't know, that actually was kind of a voice at the end of Season 3, if you guys watched that at all. She was in the finale. But she's going to be playing a life model decoy. And as we know, life model decoys do exist in the MCU. We just haven't seen them. Or have we?
That's the real question.
You sassy bitch.
Yeah, like literally, if they wanted to, it's kind of lazy and almost a cliche, but they could play it off like if they killed a character in the MCU. Oh, they were just a life model decoy. You know, like I mean, let's be real here. This is kind of a comic book universe. It's happened in the comics like dozens of times.
Oh, you know, it's a fucking Doombot.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even count how many times on my hands or toes that, you know, someone gets killed and it actually does happen to be a life model decoy. I have a current theory that Coulson might actually be a life model decoy.
You think?
I mean, like, think about it. Like, what if? No, like, think about it. What if Nick Fury just fed that bullshit to him about the whole Tahiti project? Like, what if that was just
that's a lot of bullshit.
Memory?
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. What if it was like, it would be like almost like an ultimate betrayal, like only to find out that Coulson actually just did die and they weren't able to revive him, but they created a life model decoy of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what if, dude? You can't help but wonder, what if?
What if they put his brain in the life model decoy?
That's if they actually cared about S.H.I.E.L.D. and made it canon, which is not the case, really.
He's an android.
I mean, essentially, like, think about it. The one and only time we've seen Coulson injured or bleed was that time he got his hand cut off. But even then, there was really no blood. Like, his arm just started falling to ash. You know,
pretty well cauterized.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't know if that was like organic material or if that was some kind of metallic material. We don't know.
Like, that would be really cool, but I honestly doubt that they would go that in depth with that whole thing with Coulson and making him a life model decoy. Although it would be really cool. I just don't think they honestly care about making fleshing out Coulson like that too much. And plus, they already went too deep with Tahiti. I kind of feel like it would be just like too much if they went with that.
No, man, that would definitely be some shit that Marvel would pull.
Oh yeah, well, especially in Marvel Television, dude. Are you kidding
Marvel
me?
Television. They need as many views as possible. They do it.
It's the Whedons.
They
dude.
need as many views as possible.
It's the Whedons.
I swear to God that the Whedons are like notorious for doing twists like that in TV shows and in their movies. Like notorious from. I'm honestly surprised that in both of the Avengers movies there really wasn't that big of like a Whedon twist in there. I don't know. It's interesting, but I think we actually have some more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. news. So Gabriel Luna actually talks a little bit more about his portrayal of the Ghost Rider. And just, I think a couple of days ago, he sat down with the Hollywood Reporter and kind of talked about the canon of Ghost Rider. He talked really about like expanding, I guess, the canon, because this current Ghost Rider has actually only had a limited run of 12 issues featuring Robbie Reyes. So there's not actually a whole lot of material to go off of, but here's what he had to say. He says, because there is so little material on him right now, a lot of the show is going to be expanding the Ghost Rider canon. That's really cool. It's all me. It's all on me. And he also goes on to say, he talks a little bit about the VFX of the character, and he says, I'm going to be playing that. We have this great VFX for it, and I saw the mock-up the other day, and I thought it was completely finished. I was like, just throw that up on the TV. It's a combination of CG and also some marking on my face so I can do some expressions. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know exactly how they were going to tell this Ghost Rider story. I like, my fear for the longest time is that they were literally just going to make him an Inhuman. Just because they've been stretching that Inhuman arc for so long now.
Yeah.
It was kind of frustrating. I don't know. We'll see. I hope when he says expanding the canon...
Expanding.
I still hope that they keep the current canon from the comics he's appeared in, and they don't change it too much.
Like the car and all?
Yeah, with the car and all, and how like the car is possessed by an ancient spirit. Mm-hmm. I really hope that they stick with that piece of the canon. If they want to go ahead and expand on it, that's completely fine with me. How do you guys feel about it?
Dude, Ghost Rider, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's the only reason to watch this season now.
Cool. Right?
Damn.
Actually,
honestly,
yeah,
that's
right.
the biggest thing that's going to pull me in.
Am I the only one who's still like S.H.I.E.L.D.? Oh my god. Maybe it's because I review it, so be sure to check those out.
I stopped watching about halfway through the season, but same thing happened with iZombie. I'm still waiting to catch up on that.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people that I know didn't even watch the first season. Like, they didn't jump in until the second season.
Yeah, I skipped the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I watched the first episode and then watched all of season 2.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're going to watch anything from season 1, it should be like the last 8 episodes.
Yeah, like
it's
after
like the first
Captain
one
America
and the last
tie-in,
8.
Yeah, don't, like, honestly, if no one's watched it and you want to start at the Winter Soldier arc.
Like, I would suggest watching, like, YouTube clips or maybe, like summaries, maybe? That would actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, watch reviews from the Hybrid Network.
Or
you guys can check out my season 3 reviews once you finally catch up.
Yeah. But I don't know, I just want to know what you guys thought on, like, how exactly they're going to expand the canon of the character.
They have to expand the mythos because there's, like, no canon there.
Yeah, like literally, he's only appeared in 12 issues, so there's not actually a whole lot to go off of. Now, there's a whole lot of Ghost Rider canon in general, so I'm wondering when they say expand the canon, I'm wondering if, like, are they solely going to expand Robbie Reyes' canon, or are they going to pull from aspects of all the other Ghost Riders and, like, all the different versions of the Ghost Riders? Because I would actually like to see more than one version of the Ghost Rider. And I'm going to assume, since Robbie Reyes is one form of the Ghost Rider, that there are probably multiple forms. So we might even get the Johnny version of the Ghost Rider, the one with the motorcycle. I'm really hoping that we do see him somewhere down the line. At least, if not show other Ghost Riders, I would like for them to at least allude to their existence, that, you know, there's multiple of them. And a few of them even have different power bases, or they draw their power from different sources.
Yeah, like in the Netflix universe, they have to reference Johnny Blaze.
Did they reference Johnny Blaze?
No, they should, like in a Blade show.
Yeah,
that would be really cool, man.
Yeah, they definitely should.
Or in Punisher, like the new series.
Speaking of a Blade show, there is a source recently that told us some stuff. Just about their, like, Netflix is going to be expanding their Marvel canon, so
Well, I mean, they're doing Punisher.
Yeah. I think that's been backdoor piloted. So
Yeah.
What's up with
Definitely
that? What's the deal with the Blade show? Is like Wesley Snipes coming back, or is it...
Well, just talking about that for a second. Apparently, he sat down with Marvel not once but twice. About the show. Seriously, twice. He had two lunch meetings with them, right, on two separate occasions. So I mean, they're talking with him.
Wow, he said conversations were good.
Yeah, he said that if he was going to be in the Marvel universe again, he said it may not be Blade, but he said they may want to use him for something else. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what that could be. The only thing that I honestly think he should do, other than Blade, would be to play Blue Marvel.
Oh, that would be so.
Oh my god,
dude! And he's like the right age for that too. Think about it.
Yeah,
seriously. I think that he actually could still play Blade. He still appears young enough.
He's fit enough.
Yeah, exactly. And they got special effects and makeup and all that. They could make him look younger.
They could blow his arm off and everything in post.
It would be great. Now, would this still, like, my question would be, if they were going to use Wesley Snipes again for Blade, would he be a completely rebooted Blade, or would this be going off of the canon?
No, it'd be the
movies?
canon of the old Blade films. Then it would.
So going off of that logic,
that's actually
going off of that
it's
logic,
really easy to tie that up.
Really?
It's super, yeah, dude. Because they're vampires. They only went out at night. Really, they blended into the day. Blade's the only daywalker. Just say there was a Howling Commandos mission.
Oh shit, that's true. Wait, the Blade film was part of the canon of the Man-Thing film of 2005.
Yeah.
Was it really?
So that confirmed crossover.
Well, it's weird. It's funny because apparently that Man-Thing film like referenced the Hulk and a couple other characters too. So I mean, that was actually. I wonder. I'm gonna get on the Marvel Wiki in a little bit and look to see what the official reality number for that universe is.
Yeah, because that girl that Tony blew up in Iron Man 3, wasn't that his girlfriend? The redhead.
Oh yeah. She was. That was Man-Thing's wife actually in the film. And Man-Thing was also mentioned by Maria Hill in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So we do know that Man-Thing exists. See that? People are saying like Doctor Strange hopefully is going to open up the Marvel multiverse, but honestly, Man-Thing can do it just as easily with the Nexus of All Reality.
Oh shit, Luke's dropping major keys.
So going back to Ghost Rider though, yeah.
Wait, can I just let me just interject one thing about Wesley Snipes quickly before we finish?
Yeah,
what that is, play.
You know what they would do?
What?
They would bring Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
They'll just throw him and be like,
Terrence Howard is everyone else.
Terrence Howard is the Man-Thing.
He can just interchange any other black character. Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
But no, with Ghost Rider, if they expand it with the the normal mythos of Ghost Rider, that'd be cool. I hope they don't do the whole Inhuman thing like you mentioned, Luke. I mean, how are they gonna explain that? Oh, he got hit with the Terrigen crystal with his car. I mean, it would be silly if they did that, but who knows?
It would be so silly. And another thing that gets me too is he's talking about like he's got markers on his face, and it's gonna be a combination of CG. So are they going to do the Flaming Skull, or are they going to do the Flaming Skull mask that he wears in the comics? So you think it's gonna? But wouldn't that be weird though? I don't know. We'll see.
Oh my god!
Because like it would be weird if like the mask moved.
Yeah. Wow, I wonder what kind of history this Ghost Rider character is gonna have if they're opening up the supernatural side of Marvel with Doctor Strange now.
Mexican.
They would connect it most likely actually if they kind of like throw in the like all that stuff with Ghost Rider around when Doctor Strange comes out in November. They could totally do a crossover.
Actually, wait, is Robbie Mexican or is he a different Latino? Okay.
I'm not sure. Like, to be honest with you guys, I haven't read a whole lot on Robbie Reyes.
I want to. I just haven't gotten around.
I'm interested in the character, and I want to pick up his 12-issue run.
I do too.
Like, as soon as I can, I want to pick that up.
So, like, do you think he's riding in his car and like it's doing hydraulics, and then the wheel hits a Terrigen crystal, and like that's how it starts?
He better not be an Inhuman.
Oh my god, that'd be so stupid. Anyway,
I'm just saying right now, Whedon, you better not make him an Inhuman. I will be upset.
Oh, he is Mexican. Okay.
Yeah, I legitimately will be upset if you do that.
I'll fight somebody.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, guys, we got some other big news today. So
TV.
Marvel, Yeah, so some other big TV news. So Marvel and Hulu just dropped this massive bomb on us today. Finally, dude, for years, I think fans of this comic run have been waiting forever. We're finally getting it. The Runaways are now going to be a television series exclusively on Hulu.
I'm running away because it's on Hulu.
I'm going to run straight to the casting for that.
Yeah, I just...
Being Alex Wilder would be a dream, because Runaways is the series that got me into comic books.
I swear to God, that dinosaur better be in there. It better be in the show.
Oh, dude. Oh, God. Jesus. And 2 other white men.
Yeah.
Been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, the Runaways was it was originally created as a limited run, but ended up expanding into an ongoing series because it blew up and it was massively popular. It was created by Brian K. Vaughan, and if you guys don't know Brian K. Vaughan, he's created a lot of cool comic books, especially for a lot of plebs out there who like to read Saga. No,
hey,
yeah,
fuck
anyways,
you! I like Saga.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I've read some of Saga. It's pretty good. But anyways, yeah, he created Saga. He did, I believe,
Why the Last Man?
Brian K. Vaughan did. Yeah, he did Why the Last Man. And I might have to plug this in. If no one's ever read Why the Last Man, it is like, seriously, if you're looking to get into comic books, or if you know someone who's interested in reading comic books and doesn't know where to start, get them to read Why the Last Man, because that is like such a well-written comic book, and it's like, it's kind of an opener to comic books in general.
He also did the Ex Machina book.
Yes, he did, actually. I can't remember. Is he the one that did Kick-Ass 2?
No.
No,
Kick-Ass 2 was Millar, too.
No, Mark Millar. Mark Millar did Kick-Ass. I'm sorry.
No. Brian K. Vaughan recently did the only Walking Dead issue not written by Kirkman, too.
Oh,
wasn't
really?
that
He's
the
worth
spin-off
it.
in Rome?
Yeah, it was like a Negan issue or something.
You know, Vaughn is one of my favorite writers.
No,
Wow.
I think the one you're talking about, Nick, is a dude who did like some other series, but it's like Rick's brother or something in like Europe.
Yeah. So.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, guys, like I'm really hyped for this. I mean, it looks like so far, it's got a pretty decent set of writers and producers that are going to be on this show. But I was going to explain the Runaways to you guys for a minute. So basically, what the Runaways are, they're a group of teenagers. I think William knows what I'm talking about.
Yes,
but they're a group of teenagers, and all of these teenagers kind of find out that their parents are in a sort of secret cabal of supervillains, and they kind of run the area. And like for real, but they're kind of like. Yeah, it's called the Pride. The cabal itself is called the Pride. And when these teenagers find out, they're pretty appalled by it. And, fearing for their lives, they kind of, run away. And they kind of form their own little, like, clique or even family, I guess, if you would call it. And it's a really good series. Like, I really like it. I haven't read, like, all of the series, but I've definitely read a couple of volumes. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, so I mean, I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with the live action version. I'm so confused though, because just a couple of years ago, Kevin Feige had said that Marvel has just got scripts out the wazoo, like they just got all kinds of scripts for all kinds of characters just like sitting in an archive somewhere. And Runaways, he said, was actually one of them, just in case they ever wanted to pull that script out, look at it, and make a movie. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a movie anymore. So what I'm actually interested in knowing is that if they're going to take any of the movie script and put elements of that in the TV show, if it's going to be anything like what they had planned for the movie. I'm looking
at the two showrunners, Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage. So, Nick, do you remember Superman Flyby?
Yeah, the J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he was one of the script doctors for it, and he also worked on Chuck, Gossip Girls.
Oh, Chuck's amazing.
Cult, which didn't last any long, and the Carrie Diaries. And Stephanie Savage also did the Gossip Girl series. So they and associate producer of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. So, they have experience working with like young characters. I'll give them that. Gossip Girl was very successful as a series, because CW actually has some okay shows when it comes to younger people. But I'm actually really super stupid excited for this show. Just waiting for sides to go up and just rubbing my fingers together. because I've been waiting for them to bring it back for years, and then I got that like itsy bitsy taste when they did the Battle World run, and I picked up every issue.
Yeah, you should have seen our group chat. Will was just spamming capitals. It was ridiculous.
No, but actually, like that's not
The
even
Runaways, what?
Yeah, as soon as I found out, I'm like, so who else is gonna read it? And everyone just like, what?
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about the comic, but the only thing that kind of upset me was that it's going to be on Hulu rather than like Netflix or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
find
not
that a
dark
little
enough for
strange.
Netflix, but
It's kind of disconcerting. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like
I mean,
it's not as like light as Freeform. It's like in the middle. It could honestly be more like an ABC show.
Yeah, I kind of get the vibe.
However,
how is it?
I like it. Well, here's why I like the fact that it's on a streaming service rather than a television broadcast, is because a television show and a television broadcast, they have to do a lot of episodes. They have to do, usually it's at least 21 to 22 episodes.
Yeah.
That being said, a lot of times, and especially I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. suffers from this. If they, like for example, if they were to take Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., put it on Netflix or Hulu, cut it down to 13 episodes, you leave a lot more room for a bigger budget, a more fleshed out story, a more cohesive story, I guess, to be told. And I think that that's a good thing. I think that's what the Runaways needs. You can tell a good cohesive narrative with a bigger budget with less episodes.
Yeah,
and I think that I think that they'll probably provide that.
It'd be hella tight.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to see why they signed a deal with Hulu. Yeah, why Hulu of all?
Yeah, why not Amazon?
Outside of Netflix.
Yeah, Marvel's actually, honestly, Disney could really empire this shit if they got it to all the streaming services.
Well, I mean, there's no knock to Hulu. I mean, all these sites are getting a lot better in terms of quality. So
I don't know. Over in Canada, I think like Hulu doesn't work over here, or maybe like you have to get some certain kind of account. But for me, every time I've tried it, it doesn't really work.
And
you know what you should do, Michael? And this is also for anyone listening, dude. You should just get an IP scrambler.
True.
Actually, what I use, honestly, like for example on my Netflix, like for some reason the United States version of Netflix, you think it's good, but it actually sucks. If you go to the Canadian version, the Australian version, or the UK version, those are all way better. And I mean, like, I'm not even kidding. Like they're so much better. They have so much more content. Like movies and TV shows I didn't think that Netflix had. They don't have in America, but they have in those other countries. So I use this Google Chrome add-on, and what it does is when you turn it on, it gives you a list of countries that it basically tricks the Netflix website into thinking you're in that country. All you got to do is click on in the country you want it to quote unquote stream from. So it's literally just a Google Chrome add-on. It's free. You know.
Oh, that sounds illegal. No.
It sounds like I'm promoting something you shouldn't be doing.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything. You know.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
I will definitely.
It's out there. It's out there and it exists. So I'm saying, like, if like you're in a country where you can't get Netflix or Hulu, that's probably a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Because it thinks you're streaming from that country. So you're going to get that content that's in that country. So for example, like, you know, I've been able to see shows that aren't on Netflix here in the U.S., but they're on, you know, Netflix. They're on the Netflix in another country. Yeah. So I'm able to watch it that way.
Oh, if anyone is curious about them doing Molly because she was originally mutant, you could easily play that off as an Inhuman shit. It would be super easy. She's not special to the way that she's like connected to the X-Men. She's just a mutant.
Yeah, are there any mutants in the Runaways?
There's Molly Hayes. She's a telepath.
So do you think that they're going to be able to do her?
Yeah,
in the show,
you could easily do that. you could easily explain that shit away and just make her an Inhuman. I guess by the mist.
Well, okay. A better question is: does Fox have her, or does Marvel have her?
That's a question I don't know. I doubt Fox would care. I don't think Fox would care about having someone like Molly Hayes because, like,
well, they seem to care a lot about characters they're never going to use.
Yeah, like the Badoon or Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah,
dude, Kang would be so awesome, man. In MCU,
but I doubt it. But they could. But I don't know. They wouldn't do anything with her. I mean, if Marvel has the rights to Runaways, I'm assuming they have Molly.
Okay,
or they've worked, they've worked out a deal with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's co-owned by Marvel.
They have some of them, but they don't have like people.
They
like
don't.
Super Skrull
They
or
don't
whatnot.
have. Marvel doesn't have the Queen, and they don't have Super Skrull. Maybe a few other characters, but the Skrulls themselves as a race, they actually co-own. So Marvel, if they wanted to, could do the Skrulls. Now I don't know how that would work on the legal side. Maybe they might have to. Like seriously, if they give maybe if they come out with a movie with the Skrulls in it, maybe like Infinity War or something. They might have to pay Fox a certain percentage of whatever that movie makes in order to use the Skrulls. The fact of the matter is, they co-own them, so they can use them. It was really exciting news to hear that. I think that was a couple months ago. I don't even remember
Gunn
if we covered
tweeted
it
that,
on
or was
here.
like a Facebook chat he usually
Yeah,
does?
yeah.
He confirmed
I
it,
think
there was nothing.
I'm pretty sure it was James Gunn and maybe someone else from Marvel. Maybe it was might have been Axel Alonso. I'm not sure.
Not sure.
I'm really not sure, but it's pretty interesting news. I suggest just finding an article and reading about it. There's more information there than what I'm giving you. But anyways, guys, I think it's time to talk about something that we talked about. Fantastic Four got foxed again, and
Fox.
This is new information, and for those of you who might be getting a little annoyed that we keep talking about this awful movie, I'm sorry, but this is so big that I can't ignore this. Like, I have to talk about this. Like, I think it's funny that even when the producer and writer of the film, Simon Kinberg, even admitted to Den of Geek that, quote, we didn't make a good movie. Like, it's
like,
bad
what?
when
It's
when its own director and its own writer and producer condemn the movie, it's fucking bad.
No, dude, it's just intelligent, man. It's just too intelligent for us.
Like it's bad. No, it's not. It's not a thinking man's movie. If you want to go watch a thinking man's movie, you go watch a Christopher Nolan film.
No, watch BVS.
No, that's not a thinking man's movie either.
You just upset some people. Anyway,
Anyways. Well, I'm sorry. It's the truth. But anyways. Or is it opinion? Anyways.
Isn't that the question of the day? Oh, wait, that franchise is dead, too.
Yeah. So one of the early screenwriters for the film, he spoke out finally. This is crazy, but he says here, and I quote, he wrote 10 to 15 drafts over a 6-month period. He goes on to say that it had a lot of humor, lots of heart, lots of spectacle. He said it was going to be grounded, gritty, and as realistic as possible. As a sort of Hogwarts for nerds, a school filled with young geniuses zipping around on prototype hoverboards and experimenting with anti-gravity, teleportation, and artificial life forms.
The flying ship.
Wow.
Dude, Galactus and Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Reed Richards would have struck up a friendship with Victor, a damaged young Latvian scientist who slowly seduced Reed into bending the rules. Wow. Okay, so that's just a little bit.
Fam. I don't know what that was saying.
Yeah. Well, he goes on to talk about what he had in like 90 pages of the script, and it sounds fun. It sounds amazing. I don't understand why they didn't double. I don't. It honestly, yes. Like pun intended on this one. Yes, it did. I'm just gonna go ahead and read this quote. In addition to Annihilus and the Negative Zone, we had Doctor Doom declaring war on the civilized world, the Mole Man unleashing a 60-foot genetically engineered monster in downtown Manhattan, a commando raid on the Baxter Foundation, a Saving Private Ryan-style finale, pitting our heroes against an army of Doombots in a war-torn Latveria, and a post-credit teaser featuring Galactus and the Silver Surfer destroying an entire planet. We had monsters and aliens and the Fantastic Car and a cute spherical Herbie robot that was basically BB-8 2 years before BB-8 ever existed. If you think all of that sounds great, well, yeah, we did too. The problem was it would have been massively, massively expensive. Shame on you, Fox. Shame on you for not making that film. Do you know how amazing that premise sounds?
But it also sounds way too overambitious, in all honesty.
I think at that point, though, it needed it.
Dude,
they just had to shove down anything that people would like.
That sounded so epic. A Saving Private Ryan, war-torn Latveria.
Yeah, right. Like,
I mean, come on, dude. You got Mole Man. You got 60-foot genetically engineered monsters. You got Doombots. You got Herbie. You got the Fantastic Car. You have a post-credit scene with Galactus and Silver Surfer. You got Annihilus. You got the Negative Zone. It's literally everything I could ever want from a Fantastic Four film, and you did none of it.
but also you have to take into the fact that they're saying this after the movie like bombed in every single physical way. So they're just trying to make it sound nice by saying like, we would have done this and that.
He said that literally a year and a day after that movie aired.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it just seems like almost like Damage Control be like, we could have made this, but you know what? Sorry, it didn't happen.
Well, no, he didn't write that. He didn't write the film that was produced and made. This was one of the earlier screenwriters who like virtually had nothing to do with the movie that was actually made.
Well, okay, if that's the case, then maybe. But like, even then, it seems very overambitious. Like, I don't think they could get something like that made. If so, hell yeah, dope. But
like my opinion on this would be not all of this would have fit well, I think, within a first movie. But given a trilogy of movies, come on.
That would no.
Given a trilogy, you could put all of that into a trilogy, and it wouldn't feel overbearing at all.
No, a 6-film saga, the Future Foundation.
Think about it. For the first movie, you could do the Mole Man and the genetically engineered monster.
Yeah.
Second movie, you could do the Saving Private Ryan style war-torn Latveria with Doombots. Third film, you could have Annihilus in the Negative Zone. Fourth film, Galactus and Silver Surfer.
Yeah, no, that
and it like seriously, if they're trying to compete with Marvel on a big scale and they're trying to build a universe, and especially like the X-Men are their own thing, they've screwed up the canon with the Fantastic Four being in the X-Men universe. That's never going to happen. So they wanted Fantastic Four to be their own franchise and to be their own kind of Avengers. You know, they wanted to be the Avengers, but with Fantastic Four, they wanted to build up to a big bad monster equivalent to Thanos. Galactus was the answer. They could have literally slowly built up towards Galactus in every single film, just as Marvel has been doing with Thanos for years. And they royally screwed that up. Like, royally. All of that there, in that paragraph I read to you, sounded fantastic for a 3 or 4 film deal. Like,
well,
what
I mean,
were they
yeah,
thinking?
if you want a good franchise.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously they don't care about their characters or their content that they own. What they care about is making a damn profit, and they don't want these rights to. They don't want the rights to these characters to go back to Marvel. Plain and simple. The crappy film that we got was nothing more than a middle finger to Marvel and saying, we're going to destroy your characters in our movie because we don't want. They basically don't want to make a deal. They hate each other. And
Luke, let's simmer down. I think you're gonna.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm starting to stutter. I'm getting angry.
Pettiness level 12.
Well, I mean, it's like Nick shares my frustration because these are some of my favorite characters, Earthbound characters and cosmic characters, even interdimensional characters in all the Marvel universe. I mean, Galactus, Annihilus. They have Kang the Conqueror. They got everything that I want to see, and we're never going to see it. Unless they go back to Marvel or they cut some kind of deal.
That's like the world's greatest superheroes, Batman and Superman, in a film together.
Yeah.
No, I understand, like, especially because all the stuff they did, like you did say, like, it sounds really, really cool. Ugh, now I just wish they did something a little bit like that.
And like give
Instead
it back to
of
Marvel.
just like the stupidest like third act I've ever seen in a movie, or after like it was a decent movie, like it was okay until like it did the 2 year later skip or whatever. Then it just went
and Flop 4-Stick?
Yeah, Flop 4-Stick.
No, it wasn't. That was just a bad movie through and through. I was bored the whole time.
Like I didn't absolutely hate it until they did about the 2 year skip personally.
Nah,
no,
okay,
Will, you like Suicide
man.
Squad?
To each their own. I'm just saying, for me, I was just flat out bored. I had more fun with like Suicide Squad. And,
No, Will, you like
That's
Ghostbusters?
about it.
All right. So, do you guys have any thoughts on any of this that I said?
Man,
give it back to Marvel.
Fuck Fantastic Four. No one cares about comic books' first family.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, this is Marvel's.
Especially Fox.
Shit, no one cares about Peter having a family either.
They only care about being salty at Marvel and making bad movies because that's all they seem to do.
Except for Michael B. Jordan, because he made the right decision.
Too, man. They canceled like FF, remember?
You know what would be really funny is if Marvel retroactively hired all the actors from Fantastic Four, but for like different roles.
Yeah, like Kate Mara played a character named Sue something.
Yeah, just like a desk assistant named Sue, and they got like Miles Teller, and just for some minor role, and Michael B. Jordan was the only one who had a big part.
Oh my good
Dude, this
Lord.
is Marvel's first family. They heralded the Marvel universe in the comics.
Yeah, dude.
Yes,
and then they gave birth to
exactly.
Franklin Richards, aka Small God, the Nightmare God. Who
Well,
remember when he gave
You know what's
us
funny?
Remember the pocket
what's
universe
funny?
he gave us?
I do remember that, but you know what's even funnier than that?
What?
That Marvel Studios actually co-owns Franklin Richards.
What?
It's a funny thing. They actually co-own Franklin Richards for some reason. I don't know how or why.
What are they
but
going
they
to?
do.
What are they planning with that? That's terrifying. That scares Franklin Richards. Honestly, scares me as a character because he's
Well, what? Because he's deathless?
well that and he's one of the most he's one of the most dangerous characters in the Marvel universe. Because
Well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of characters who are dangerous.
no,
in the
but like
Marvel
if he
universe.
sneezed, he could kill Thanos.
I mean, you know, if Black Bolt spoke, he could kill Thanos too. So.
That's true.
I mean, also too. I mean, if Marvel had the rights to Molecule Man, which they don't, Fox has him.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's for
you know,
better
like,
or for worse.
I would actually argue that Molecule Man's probably like number 2 in terms of how dangerous they are.
Yeah,
In the Marvel universe.
I'd say the one above all, Molecule Man, and then Franklin Richards.
Yeah, I'd have to give it some thought, but for now, I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna
for
go with
now,
that
I mean,
list.
like at first glance, while we're talking about it.
Yeah, at first glance, for sure.
But yeah.
But anyways, guys, I think it's time to get in some viewer questions.
Wait, what about the Spider-Man thing? Poster.
Dude,
Luke,
you
there
missed
was
like
that.
the biggest piece of news this week, man.
Yeah.
Oh, a
fucking
Spider-Man
Miles and
poster
Gwen.
leaked online.
No, we're not going to get into that.
Oh, that one.
Gonna keep
Okay.
it calm.
You fucked up the Spider
Sorry.
news.
Well, that wasn't on the list of topics. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't on the list of topics, but I'm still upset about it. God damn it!
All right. Well, why don't you elaborate?
Like, I'll be brief. That apparently Miles and Gwen are shacking up together, and I'm not here for it because just from a writing perspective, even though the writers agreed on it, it doesn't mean I'm going to read it because if I'm going to hate something, I'm going to hate it with like detail because that's what a competent person does. But
I need evidence. I need reasoning.
yeah, like I didn't like the change to Superior Spider-Man. I will say it was well written, but I still don't like it. I still don't like the way they did it. So yeah, I'll check it out, but I just don't agree with Miles being with Gwen. It just doesn't really make much sense to me. Part of me says he should be with Kamala. Part of me says he should find someone else completely different. I just don't think they have the type of chemistry.
I think him and Miss Marvel have a lot of chemistry.
Yes, they do. I would say that.
Yeah,
More
I
so than
could say-
Gwen. Like I don't like the fact that he's going with Gwen.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Honestly,
I
he
don't.
had good
I
chemistry
agree
with like anyone else on it. Ultimates, like Ultimate Jessica Drew or Bombshell. Even they had pretty decent chemistry. Or Kitty Pryde, even fucked up new Blast from the Past Jean Grey. They had a moment.
But like, when
She was
did
hot.
him and Gwen even get together? Because I was on like issue maybe 4, and like I had no idea.
Apparently, like
that was
issue
happening?
12 of Miles' book, she's supposed to be coming back here, and they might start having a thing. But I don't know. It's
I don't
like
know.
it's like Peter dating not our Jessica Drew, but who's it, like the fuck was that chick name?
Oh, you're talking about May Parker?
Not May Parker, not his kid. The other Spider Woman, not Silk, the one before her, the one before Jessica with the weird mask. Her name starts with an M.
Yeah. It was she was from the Old Man Logan run, right?
No, not Spider Bitch. That'd be fucking hilarious.
That's,
Actually,
it would be.
that's also his granddaughter, so that wouldn't be okay.
oh my god! No, but we get
Oh
we get
man,
what you mean.
this Spider family.
Yeah, Maddie
it's a headache.
Franklin or Julia Carpenter, like one
I
of
don't
them.
know. I just don't co-sign Miles with Gwen. I mean,
I don't. It just doesn't. It doesn't work right, and Miles is at a point right now where he has too many responsibilities and doesn't need a girlfriend, and he's not dumb enough to take it. Like,
I don't know. I
yeah,
just have issues with Miles recently. Like how I about him. Like I hate how he has so much interesting things that he could have done in his original series, and like every time he starts a new series, they kind of have him going on the right path for a cool like arc over the next couple months or a year, and then like something happens in the universe, so they just have to throw it away or they have to change it up.
I also don't think Bendis is really hitting the points or getting the argument across that he wants to get across when it comes to talking about the whole race thing with Miles.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? He should go with that black girl that turned him down in the first issue of his new series.
Yeah, he should go back to her. Marvel has like never had a black couple that lasted. I would love to see one. Like I'm all here for, interracial couples and everything, and that's fine, but Marvel hasn't actually had a successful black couple. Like Black Panther and Storm, that marriage got annulled in Civil War, which pissed a lot of people off because that was a great couple. They were perfect for each other, and you fucked it up. Bring it back.
Yeah, pretty much. Will and I do not co-sign.
No, that. We do not. Anyways,
Luke.
Damn.
Next.
Anyways,
the actual Spider-Man news.
Oh, I don't even really consider it news. There was just someone had leaked, I think, on Snapchat a poster from the new film, and it was literally just Spider-Man hanging upside down and kind of winking.
But there's more to it than just the picture.
Oh, there is.
There's an Easter egg, actually. If you look really close in his goggle, you see the Green Goblin.
Do you really?
No.
Yeah, it's on the left goggle, like on the left eye. And if you look at the right eye, you can actually see Andrew Garfield taking the picture.
Oh, with a single tear in his eye.
Oh, poor Andrew Garfield, dude. He got screwed.
They should cast Andrew as Kane in the movies.
Oh God, yes. Please do that. Yes.
If they ever, if like their end game to like on this cinematic franchise of Spider-Man would be to end up with Spider-Verse, for the love of God, give me Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back on screen.
What is
with
Kane
Tom
and Ben?
Holland.
Yes, God.
Yes,
I'd watch the fuck out of that film.
Not even different Peter Parkers. Like just Ben and Kane,
what,
dude.
You know what movie they should do? It would easily make $5 billion. They should do Spider-Man versus Amazing Spider-Man.
I'd watch the fuck out of that movie because I still love Amazing Spider-Man. It's my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but no, like, what do you think of the poster, though, other than Andrew Garfield being in the
poster?
It looks. I won't believe it until I see it officially posted by either Marvel or the Homecoming page or Holland.
So you actually think it's possibly fake, eh?
Yeah, it would not be the first time. Even though like people say it's a leak, I'm very, very skeptical about it because I follow both Holland and the Homecoming movie on Instagram, and they have.
Okay, here's the funny thing though. Marvel hasn't tried to remove it, and no one from the cast or crew has asked people to take it down.
Yeah.
So it may be fake, you think?
Yeah, because usually if it's fake, they're gonna.
Because there's a lot of really good art out there of Spider-Man.
Yeah, like they're not saying anything about it. So I mean, like for example, actually no, that was a bad example I was about to give. But anyways, I kind of agree with you, Will. It probably is fake. Now it's a good fake. That would be a good official poster.
It's good art, but like that. Yeah. I think the photo is like. Actually, if they're trying to emulate the Breakfast Club feel, I guess it does work as a very minimalist poster. But
I mean, for me, like, I'm gonna go ahead and be in the camp that I think it is real. It looked as an actual poster or like leaked photo, whatever. It looks really cool. It gives you a vibe that we know is going to be in the movie, but we actually haven't really seen apart from what we saw in Civil War. It just seems like a really fun and what Peter Parker is in the comics, right? Spider-Man. Yeah. So it's just cool to see him like having fun, like upside down and shit. Like that looks lit.
All right, so anyways, we're on to our next topic. Superman getting a black suit in Justice League?
What?
Wrong podcast.
What?
I think you mean Spider-Man getting a black suit for Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man Deadpool. Spidey's got a new red and black suit. It is kind of resembles Kane's a little bit. Yeah.
Neat. That's it. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I mean, it'll probably just be a limited run anyways, so...
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, I just thought it was interesting. He's got a new suit. It doesn't look like Miles' suit either. Like, they kind of look different, and I don't know. I'm interested to see that suit in action. But anyways, I think we're going to move on to a couple of viewer questions that we have for this evening. And this actually goes off the Fantastic Four. So thank you for commenting and asking Jalen. He asked... Would you like a Fantastic Four movie just about them exploring, like, in the real negative zone or space, not even fighting a villain? I'm going to go ahead and say yeah, actually, because a lot of their comics, they're just out exploring the universe or even the multiverse. Reed Richards acts as an intergalactic diplomat a lot of times. He's all for diplomacy and logic rather than violence and fighting. I mean, he fights when he has to, but at heart, Reed Richards is a scientist and a diplomat. He's a politician. He's a fucking intergalactic politician. So, I mean, yeah, I would definitely like to see that. Do I think that's ever going to happen? No. Because it would. I think it would be hard to make an intriguing film with there being no action. But yeah, I think as a fanboy, I would like to see that. How do you feel, Michael?
Just fuck my shit up, Fab. Let's do it.
I mean, yeah, that would be like you're saying. Yeah, it would be cool to see that. They've done it in the comics a bunch of times, and it would be interesting to if it were more like they're doing kind of backstory. Like if let's say, is this in the MCU or is this like the same universe or like a new reboot?
I don't know.
This is in the Foxverse.
Okay, let's say it's the Foxverse, and it's the same characters we had in the Fan Four Stick.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea that I think would work if it was like a reboot, whether it be with Marvel or not, and they did like flashbacks, and the flashbacks are to that story of them like traveling through space and shit and exploring. I would like that. I think that'd be really interesting.
Okay. Will?
Yeah, it'd actually be a pretty fresh change of pace just to see a movie about exploration. Honestly,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could introduce a villain that they find, but not one that they fight. It'd be someone.
Yeah,
it'd be like a cliffhanger thing where they find.
What if it's more? What if it's more of like a character? Maybe like they come across Kang the Conqueror, and Kang and Reed are more about strategy. So it would be a film about psychological damage rather than physical fighting and damage, like in that aspect.
Or
damaged
with the whole oh god no.
Think about it. A thinking man's movie with the Fantastic Four.
Like
with the whole
comic booky.
With the whole exploration aspect, you could I guess you could kind of see how you could do what Fan Four Stick messed up with doing, and show them learning to actually use their powers and adapting to survive in the negative zone, so they can find a way back. And you can show how smart Reed and Sue are. You can show how caring that Ben is. You can show how kind of protective that Johnny is over the rest of them, the rest of his friends, and even his insecurities. That even though he's not the smartest, he still cares about them and he wants to contribute.
Yeah.
Like you could
cool
really flesh out the characters and not have to worry about doing a villain.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, how do you feel about it?
I mean, like everyone said, it's kind of hard to do a film without a villain or some sort of antagonist because I mean, there's been comic book stories like I'm talking about like a bunch of different comics where like you just have a story about just the characters, not have any villain in there. But I don't know if it'd work for a movie though. It's too hard.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I think that we're going to move on to our next question. So this one's actually from Waru, as usual. Thank you, Waru. Yeah, Ask Marvelite, or I'm sorry, hashtag Ask Marvelite. If Marvel had a slate of console video games to be in the same universe of the Insomniac Spider-Man game, then what 5 games would you want them to be?
Oh god,
it can be
Oh, baby, yes.
It can be any team, character, villain, etc.
This is a loaded question. Let's move on to actually.
No, dude, just pick 3 heroes.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this real quick, just so that way people know. So Insomniac Studios has signed an exclusive deal with Marvel Entertainment to develop new console video games, and I believe the developer of the new Spider-Man game said that this is going to be an ongoing rebooted slate of Marvel console video games, and he said that they're building their own franchise with their own continuity. That to me is exciting. I think that's really cool. I think it's something that we deserve because, as we know, films are one thing when it comes to Marvel and DC, but let's be real, DC just absolutely crushes Marvel with their animation and with their video games. Like you can't deny that. So I think it's time for us to start getting good games and good animated shows.
Here's what you do. First of all, give me my Black Panther game, just because I want it. Secondly, give me a console version of Contest of Champions.
Oh yeah,
cool.
that would be cool.
You do
Like an
Yes.
Injustice style game, or like
yeah, Injustice style
yeah.
Contest of Champions. But get the people that do Tekken. You can compete with Mortal Kombat if you get them.
that would be nifty.
If
That
you
would
get
be really cool.
Yeah, if you get Namco to do a Contest of Champions, you can get DLC for other costumes. You can keep it ever expanding like they do with Street Fighter and shit. That can be how you keep up with Injustice and maybe even beat them out. If you want a third game, do that game they were teasing years ago, the one that had all the characters. It was like free roam, but you could like fight other Avengers. Like the test footage had Captain America fighting.
Oh, you're talking about the it was the first person game that was coming out.
That game.
Oh my gosh, dude! For anyone who doesn't know
That
about
Team
that,
Avengers
please go
game?
look that up. Oh yes, it was going to be based on the Secret Invasion. Oh my goodness, dude! That game I think would have been absolutely gold. I have no idea why it got scrapped. It was a first-person Avengers game, and it had to do with the Secret Skrull invasion. Oh man, I don't know why that game got scrapped. It looks so cool. Why would they get rid of that? Honestly, like it got fairly far into development, and then it just got thrown away into the trash.
Honestly, if
What
they
game would
did
you
Marvel,
choose, though?
if they did Marvel Heroes Online for console, I'd also get that too because DC Universe Online is actually not that bad. That
Yeah.
I wish Marvel actually
they only-
had something like that.
Yeah, and you know, Ultimate Alliance. I think Ultimate Alliance 2 is getting remade for the console, which is pretty cool. You know, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically the story arc revolves around Civil War.
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent game. I just feel like, you know, like Marvel has just really been lacking in their video game department. I really wish that they would step up, and I think that they have. Hopefully that this new Spider-Man game is proof of that. I hope it's good. We haven't got a really good Spider-Man game in a long time. In a long time. I'm talking like Spider-Man 2.
I mean, amazing.
Well, actually...
Web of
I
Shadows
take
was
that
good,
back.
but had shitty voice acting for Spider-Man.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say about that game. It's actually like my favorite Spider-Man game. That and Spider-Man 2, the movie game. But Spider-Man Web of Shadows was fun, I think, because it was the most interesting Spider-Man game in terms of mechanics. The way that everything moved, the way that Spider-Man moved, the decisions you had to make. You could either go the hero route, or you could go the sort of anti-hero route when you're wearing the black suit. That was really interesting. I think the only problem with that game is that it was under polished, and the game studio had to rush it out. It was also an indie studio when it was their first time developing a AAA title, so they struggled with it a little bit. I think that game just needed reworked and repolished, and that would have been probably a perfect Spider-Man game. But yeah, anyways, I think we're getting off topic here.
Yeah.
I think we're going to move on to the last question we have. This one is also from Waru. Hashtag Ask Marvelite. It has been revealed that DC's comic book market share is beating Marvel because of Rebirth. What are 3 things that Marvel needs to do to get their market share back?
I'll tell you
Yep. All right.
They gotta
Lay it
just
on us.
stop freaking rebooting and relaunching and Marvel nowing now, like freaking relaunching everything, dude.
Preach.
Yeah.
Just stick with
You-
the
you
decision
took-
and stop trying to switch it every like year.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. Really, honestly. Like, stop rebooting. Stop, like, when you come out with an arc, don't give us, like, 12 separate tie-in issues. No,
Exactly that too.
like tie-in series, and then have, like, anywhere from, like, 5 to 12 issues of that tie-in series. Like, it's just, it's too much. Like, it is too much. Like, for example, back when Original Sin came out, I collected that entire thing and I went through, and it was like an ungodly amount of comics that, like, just the tie-ins alone were ridiculous. I enjoyed the story. It was a great story. It didn't need to be that fleshed out. You know, I get it that essentially Original Sin was setting up Secret Wars, so they really needed to flesh out a lot of the sins of the past of the Marvel Universe, and I understand that. But just to tell all of those stories, and they're doing it again with Civil War. I don't know. I agree with you, Michael. That's something that they definitely need to do. And I think that the reason why the DC is beating them is because with Rebirth, it is a literal rebirth, not of just a universe, but it is a rebirth of the company and how they're marketing these characters. And so far, Rebirth has been really good. I've been keeping up with it. I'm really enjoying it. Like, they're not they're not trying to oversell us on these characters, and honestly, like, they've gone back to their roots on many of the characters. Like, if you start, like, go back and read Green Arrow of Rebirth, like, they're going back to the roots of these characters, and it's good. You know, I've really been enjoying it, and I think as a fan of both, I'm going to say, yeah, DC is doing better. They're writing their characters better as of right now. And I know it sounds weird me saying that, but like currently I'm enjoying what they're doing. But yeah, I think that's what Marvel needs to do in order to win us back in that regard.
Yeah,
what, Nick?
I was gonna say definitely. I think the biggest issue is that the Marvel current lineup is just so unrecognizable of what Marvel Comics is.
Yeah, that's another thing. They're trying to be diverse. They're trying to be too diverse, but not in a good way. They're trying to force political correctness down us.
Well, here's the thing about it. They're trying to be diverse, but they're not getting any new fucking talent for their books, and that's what's pissing me off. Is that you're reusing the same people on all of your books. Get some new writers in there. They're just now doing that with the World of Wakanda spinoff, which I'm very excited for. But like, pull in more different people to write your books. Pull in different viewpoints and different people to tell different stories.
Writers.
Yeah, get new writers. You have plenty of artists to choose from. There's a bunch of incredible artists that I've seen just online doing shit for fun. Like, you certainly have a shitload of indie artists to choose from. But get some new writers, Marvel. Good God. That'll breathe some fresh air into your fucking company's books.
Well, I can feel the heat.
Yeah, it definitely, definitely feels like Marvel definitely... it's I don't know, it's just kind of, you know, I don't even know if we'll even see a Marvel book, you know, past 50 issues in the next few years now. They're just going to reboot every year.
No, really, and that's a real concern that I have, especially like I mentioned earlier in the podcast with Miles Morales. Like, I thought he's had two different chances, two different series where they're going with something really interesting, but because of things like relaunches, they really do just fuck it up. Like, he got to like 30 or 28 for his one series, and the other one got to like 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just I don't know. They got to find something. They should do their own Rebirth. I mean, it's kind of too late now because they're already doing this Marvel Now thing, but they should do their own sort of.
It's ridiculous. I thought that's what Secret Wars was going to be, and it turns out that it wasn't. It was nothing.
Like, it was well written, but it took way too long.
Yeah, it took way too long. The artist, which, you know, I can't blame the artist, but he had to take his time. It does take a long time to be able to draw, especially that magnitude, and how pretty Secret Wars was, how detailed it was. I understand that, but it drew my interest away, honestly, with how long it took. And then, like, reading the tie-in issues was a drag. God. Honestly. Yeah, it was a drag, and I got so bored with Secret Wars. Like, I'm starting to honestly feel that way with Civil War 2. Like, I'm hoping that this new Marvel Now run will kind of give me a little bit of hope for the comics. Please, for the love of God, Marvel, get Brian Michael Bendis off of half of your books, because he doesn't need to be on over half of them.
Here's what we're going to give Bendis. We'll give him Miles, and we'll give him Jessica Jones. That's what you get. You can have those two. That's it.
Yeah.
Hell, we'll give you Powers, because no one watched season 2. So we'll let you bring that one back. You get 3 books, Michael.
Too soon, fam. Too soon.
That's all you get.
That got canceled.
You get 3 books.
That got canceled.
Mind you, I love Brian Michael Bendis, but you get 3 books.
Yeah.
Dan Slott, we're coming for you next too. We need someone new to write Spider-Man. You're a good writer.
When you've had some guy on Spider-Man for over a decade now.
Listen, once you wrote over a third of the book, it's time. It's time. We need some new blood.
As we go on,
All right, guys. Yeah, that was Marvelite episode 45.
Yeah, guys.
Let's end this shit.
Absolutely, guys. Well, anyways, I am your host, Luke. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Hybrid Network. Make sure to stay tuned for more podcasts. We will be back at you guys next week with an all-new Marvelite. Until next time.
Eat the booty like groceries.
Nom, nom, nom.